Have you ever pondered about the security of the digital world we live in? It's an intricate web of connections, pulsating with data streaming across the globe in the blink of an eye. But just like any other battlefield, this digital landscape is far from being a safe haven. It's a theatre of invisible warfare, where the weapons are codes and algorithms, and the soldiers are hackers and security experts. In this digital age, an age where our lives are intertwined with technology, cybersecurity has become an imperative fortress. It's the shield that protects our personal information, our financial assets, even our critical infrastructures. It safeguards our digital identities against the malicious intent of cyber criminals who lurk in the shadows of this invisible battlefield. Now, these cyber criminals deploy an array of tactics, from ransomware, where your own data is held hostage, to phishing attacks that bait unsuspecting victims into revealing sensitive information. There's also malware, a malicious software that can infiltrate your system, causing havoc from within. These attacks can lead to financial losses, theft of intellectual property, and even disruption to critical infrastructure. The damage can be catastrophic, both economically and socially. But what happens when these cyber attacks hit closer to home? When they target not just individuals, but entire cities, impacting the lifeblood of a nation? This is not a hypothetical scenario. This is not a plot from a dystopian novel. This is the stark reality of our digital world. In 2017, the digital world witnessed a series of attacks against Ukrainian infrastructure. Two notable targets were the Kyiv metro and Odessa International Airport. The first blow landed on the Kyiv metro, a vital part of Ukraine's transportation system. In the heart of Ukraine, this backbone of the city's daily commute was under a shadow attack. The assailants, invisible yet devastatingly effective. This was not a physical assault, but a cyber one that targeted the very lifelines of the metro, its information systems. The attack was swift and calculated. The digital intruders effortlessly bypassed security measures, embedding themselves into the system's framework. It was as if a ghost had taken control, manipulating the network's operations with impunity. The immediate effects were palpable. Screens across the metro stations blacked out, ticket machines went awry, and the usually precise schedule of the trains was thrown into disarray. The city's populace, reliant on the metro for their daily commute, were left stranded and confused. It was a chaos unseen before, a chaos birthed from the realm of ones and zeros. But the story didn't end there. Ukraine's response was swift and decisive. The IT professionals, the unsung heroes of this digital battlefield, worked tirelessly to mitigate the effects of the attack. They isolated the compromised systems, preventing the malware from spreading. They worked around the clock to restore the services, to bring the city's lifeline back into rhythm. The government, too, sprang into action. Emergency measures were implemented, alternate transportation was arranged, and a thorough investigation was launched. The city's resilience was tested, and it responded with strength and determination. Yet the incident left an indelible mark. A question was raised, a question about the security of our digital infrastructure, a question that echoed around the world. The attack on the Kyiv metro was not just an assault on a city, but on the very trust we place in our digital systems. The attack on Kyiv metro was a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities in our digital infrastructure. It was a wake-up call to the world, a call to fortify the invisible walls that protect our daily lives, a call that cannot be ignored. Just when the dust seemed to settle, Odessa International Airport was hit. In the calm after the storm of cyber assaults on Kyiv metro, a new tempest brewed on the digital horizon. This time, the target was Odessa International Airport, a major gateway to the world. The bustling hub of international travel was brought to a sudden standstill. The attack began subtly. Passengers were first alerted to a problem when the flight information screens started to flicker and go blank. Behind the scenes, the airport's information systems were under a ruthless siege. The cyber assault was relentless, paralyzing the airport's operations. Flights were delayed, the check-in process was disrupted, and the normal rhythm of the airport was thrown off beat. In the midst of this chaos, the airport's IT team sprang into action. They worked tirelessly, battling against the invisible enemy. The challenge they faced was substantial. The assailants had not just launched a frontal attack, they had infiltrated the system, lurking in the shadows of the code. The immediate response was to isolate the compromised systems, a task easier said than done. The team had to meticulously comb through an intricate web of interconnected systems, identifying and quarantining the infected areas, all while minimizing disruption to the airport's operations. The next step was to secure the systems. This involved not just patching up the vulnerabilities that had been exploited, but also fortifying the entire network against future attacks. It was a Herculean task, requiring both technical expertise and strategic foresight. It was a race against time, a race that the team was determined to win. Throughout this ordeal, the resilience of the airport staff and the patience of the stranded passengers were truly commendable. The ordeal, though disruptive and distressing, served as a stark reminder of the importance of cybersecurity in our increasingly digital world. The assault on Odessa airport underscored the escalating threat of cyber warfare. These attacks were not isolated incidents, but part of a larger, more sinister pattern. The cyber assaults on the Kyiv metro and Odessa International Airport in 2017 were not random acts of digital vandalism. Rather, they were deliberate, calculated attacks, part of a broader pattern of cyber warfare waged against Ukrainian infrastructure. This pattern, like the threads of a spider's web, reveals a concerning picture of the invisible threat that modern nations face. These cyber attacks were not simply about causing chaos or confusion. They were strategic strikes aimed at key points of infrastructure, disrupting services and sowing fear among the populace. The motivations behind these attacks are suspected to be manifold. Some speculate they were designed to test the resilience of Ukraine's cyber defenses, while others suggest they were intended to send a chilling message of dominance and control. But whatever the motivations, these attacks have profound implications for national security. Infrastructure, from transport networks to power grids, are the lifeblood of any modern nation. When these are targeted, it's not just systems and services that are disrupted, it's people's lives. It's a stark reminder that in the digital age, the battlefield is not always physical. It can be in the silent, invisible realm of cyberspace. These attacks also underscore the necessity for robust cybersecurity measures. As the line between the physical and digital world blurs, our defenses must evolve. Cybersecurity is no longer a luxury or an afterthought. It's a vital component of national security, a shield against invisible threats. In the face of these threats, the importance of robust cybersecurity measures cannot be overstated. In the aftermath of these attacks, several key lessons emerge. It's clear from the cyber assaults on Kyiv Metro and Odessa International Airport in 2017 that no sector is immune to digital threats. These incidents exposed the vulnerabilities inherent in our increasingly interconnected world. Infrastructure systems once considered impregnable were laid bare to cyber attackers, demonstrating how essential services can be disrupted with just a few lines of malicious code. What does this mean for us? It underscores the urgent need for proactive cybersecurity measures. We must invest in robust, resilient systems that can withstand such attacks. This isn't just about implementing the latest technologies, but also about developing a culture of cyber hygiene, where security becomes a part of our everyday routines. The role of individuals cannot be understated in this digital defense. Every one of us, from the tech-savvy teenager to the less technologically inclined grandparent, has a part to play. By practicing safe internet habits, like regularly updating our software and being wary of suspicious links, we can collectively fortify our digital front lines. Organizations, too, bear a significant responsibility. From small businesses to multinational corporations, every entity must prioritize cybersecurity. This means not only investing in secure systems, but also in educating their workforce, fostering a culture of vigilance, and being prepared to respond swiftly to potential threats. And let's not forget the role of governments. They are the custodians of our shared digital space, tasked with creating policies that protect citizens and infrastructure alike. In this ever-evolving cyber landscape, they must be agile, forward-thinking and collaborative, working hand in hand with private sector and international partners to ensure our collective security. While the digital world offers limitless possibilities, it also presents new frontiers for conflict. In this invisible battlefield, vigilance and preparedness are our best defense.